Hi, it's Steve from appsplanation.com, and today we're doing our Hookup app shootout. If you don't know what a Hookup app is, basically it's a scaled down dating app. In this case we have downloaded down, Swoon, Tinder. Those are the Hookup apps, or the main ones at least. There's several different kinds out there, kinds that cater to different groups and stuff like that, but these are the major ones that have the biggest user bases. They're all free to download, so that's great. As a control, I downloaded a traditional profile-based pay dating app, in this case Match.com. Wanted to be able to sort of see, using a similar profile, how many responses I was getting on that versus these other ones. And the big question for me, the reason doing this at all, is I was just curious, do these Hookup apps even work? Interestingly enough, the answer to that question is yes. And I'll get into how they work here. Let's fire up Tinder. And basically what you're going to do in this app is you're going to log in with your Facebook ID. It just gives you a button. It's a simple one-click login. And it will generate a profile based on photos you have uploaded on Facebook. And if I tap into here, shows you the main one, age, maybe give you one line. You can put a little quote about yourself, some of the interests that you have listed on Facebook. And you can go in and hit edit, and you can have up to 7 photos. You can change them around so that one happens to be the one you want is the one everybody sees when it first comes up. Move these around here, and just using my thumb to drag those around. And once that has been set up, you go out to the main screen here, and usually that's the first thing that'll pull up for you, but if you tap on this flame here, it'll bring you there. And what Tinder's going to do is pull up images of different people, the profiles just like you have. They're not going to be people you know. Usually it pulls up strangers, although randomly you could just run across somebody that you know. And basically from this photograph you decide whether you find this person interesting or not, and it's based on their physical attractiveness. And you can either hit the X here or the heart here in order to approve or disapprove of this photo. We'll say yes to her, yes to her, and no to her. Really nice function of this is that you can just use your thumb to do it. So by dragging to the left or to the right, you accomplish the same task. And it is lightning fast. It's an amazing job that Tinder has done with the interface here. Never seen a app of this kind move with a sort of fluidity and grace. I mean, it is insanely fast. Do a few more here. Boom, 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 boom. And highly addictive, because you can just very quickly just blast through a whole bunch of people. If you're not sure about somebody, you can just hit this I button here, and it will pull up the rest of their profile. You can see different pictures. Click out of that. Not interested. And so the people you have approved, they have the app as well, and they'll be doing the same thing, scrolling through, and if they see your picture and you like it, it's just going to give you an alert and say you have found a match. And it will pull up in the screen, and then you'll be able to text back and forth with that person. You can also post photos, not to individual people, but you can just post photos from that day, and kind of like Snapchat, they last for like 24 hours and then they disappear. And from there you just basically can start a conversation with somebody and see if you get along, and take it from there. It actually does work. I've matched with people, gotten into conversations with them, so I was pretty impressed with that. One caveat: if you are over 30 years old, though, in this particular case I am 42, but as you'll notice here, I went onto Facebook and changed my age to 29. When I was doing it in my normal age, it was still working. The trouble was that very, very few people in that age group are actually on this app, and you very, very, very quickly run out of prospects. So you'll be flipping through, and then just all of a sudden it'll just say nobody new is joined, and usually once or twice a day you'll get a few new ones. But as soon as I brought that age down below 30, I mean, it's basically never ends. There's a ton of people on this under 30. I imagine if we got down below 25 that the pool gets even larger. So the Hookup app really does seem to be a young person's game. In pretty much every app this is true. Swoon operates very, very similarly. I don't think the interface is anywhere near as nice. It's slower. We get a lot of this where it's taking time to load things. So from a technical perspective, Tinder just blows it away. Swoon does have one feature that if you're a woman, it will allow you to actually share profiles of people, of the guys that you got into contact with. It doesn't allow men to do that for some reason, but does allow women to do it, so you could share that profile with your friend and have them check it out and stuff like that. And as you can see here, even a radius of 500 miles, I just quickly ran out of prospects, and that's pretty much how it goes on Swoon. It may be popular in other areas. I'm in the Minnesota area, and there just doesn't seem to be a lot of people on it, and I've never successfully got into communication with anybody on it. And at the same time, on the Match.com app and also Tinder app, I was pretty frequently getting in contact with people. So not as impressed with this. I don't want to beat them up too much. Like I said, it could be just a local area thing. It is a free app, so it costs you nothing to use it. So if you're on the market and you just want to download a bunch of these, there's no reason you shouldn't download Swoon. If you're a woman, it might be worth checking it out just for those sharing features. The other one we have here is Down, and Down has a sort of colorful history. This started as a Facebook app that was called Bang with Friends, and as the name implies, the whole point of it was about banging with friends. I'm not actually going to open this and show you the interface, because once you log in with Facebook, all it does is show your friends on Facebook and their friends, and I don't feel like publicly displaying all those people against their will. They didn't have a choice in the matter. So I'm not going to show you the interface. It operates a little differently than Swoon and Tinder, but it's the same basic concept in that you approve or disapprove of somebody, or decide or decide not whether you want to bang them, as the case might be. Down is extremely intimidating for someone of my age to use, or I think anybody who is just older at all. If you're 18 to 24 or whatever, and you're used to unattached dating, it's probably great. You have large networks of friends where you can hop on, and there isn't any social stigma to pulling down and basically saying that you want to bang somebody, whereas just even playing around with it a little was extremely intimidating. You know what I mean? Because I've been married for quite a long time. Most of my friends are married, and pulling down on the picture and saying you want to do somebody even by accident, it's sort of one of those things where, do I even want to know if this information, if it comes up? So I didn't really use it. I played around with it a little bit, but like I said, the stigma with using that app, if you're an established older person, probably 25 to 30 or over, you're probably not going to be using this. Again, if you're 18 to 24, have at it, but that's probably okay in the circles that you travel in. Now, interestingly, I used Match.com at the same time, using the same basic kind of profile, although like most paid dating sites, they have a much longer profile section that you have to go through. They do also have a feature that mimics what Tinder and Swoon and the others do, and that's the Discover section. I'll pull that up here. And they have a normal stream of people that are in your area, but if we tap on Mixer, you get the same sort of approve, disapprove interface, and just blast through them. And not quite as fast or nice as Tinder is, but it works. Just using this function at all, I don't think I ever really wound up getting in contact with anybody, but using the normal dating app functions, where it pulls up a list of prospects for you in your area that are, in your age group or whatever age group you decided to go after. Match is pretty damn good for that, actually. Given my age, if you're serious about dating, really I'd recommend just go the paid dating app route. The one thing I can say about the normal dating app like Match versus these other ones is that people on these sites are dead serious. I mean, they're on there to find somebody, and they don't really want to waste a lot of time. It provides a number of different methods of communication, so it's a lot easier to contact people. They're a lot more responsive to messages and things like that than on these other three apps. As I said, I didn't really use Down and never was able to get any communication with anybody on Swoon, but Tinder, I wound up talking to quite a few people, especially after I lowered the age and there was a huge pool there. And then just sort of on a lark, I posted a picture of me with great abs, which, pull those back up for you. Those are not my real abs, just for clarification's sake. But little lesson, abs work. You will get a lot of attention if you have great abs. So, like I said, the barrier to using these is very, very low. They're free. You can just download them. Tinder especially, if you are actually dating, it's a great app. It's super slick. There's a huge user base. It's addictive to just hop on here and just start flipping through people. Never gets boring for some reason. So yeah, recommend Tinder. If you really seriously want to get into a relationship, I say just go ahead and throw down the 30 or 40 bucks a month or whatever for Match or eHarmony or something like that. You'll probably get exactly what you want a lot faster than you will on any of these, where you're just sort of playing Russian roulette a little bit with who you wind up with. And also, if you're very young, this is probably a hell of a lot of fun. And you probably will, wind up running into people you go out and have a quick drink with and stuff like that. As you get older, the pool shrinks, and like I said, a little bit of stigma, particularly with Down, about trying to hook up with people that are in your, known social network. So check them out, have fun, and we'll talk to you later.